Wagwan, everybody. I am your Jamaican queen, Miss Y. You are tuned into How I See It TV, and this is just a quick How I See It live. Before I get into this live stream, please remember to like this video, share the link to my channel if you feel like the content needs some more crowd. Subscribe if you have not done so as yet. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, now called X, at How I See It, and on TikTok at How I See It TV. So, y'all, the news broke earlier last night or late last night, early this morning. I'm not really sure what time Lakeisha Keisha posted her video, but either way, she broke the story that Dr. Heavenly's son, Damon Kimes Jr., that's the eldest son, was arrested. I think the case is ongoing. It has something to do with um a police officer. Y'all need to go over to Lakeisha Keisha and listen to her reading of the police report and the court filing. But a lot of us who do not see it for Dr. Heavenly, good morning, Auntie Linda. Good morning, Mama Beast. Hi, Regina Phillips. A lot of us who don't see it for Heavenly, we have consistently said that the reason Dr. Heavenly goes so hard at other people and talks so much about the things happening in other people's lives is because she has a lot of things in her closet, literally, a lot of things in her closet, a lot of skeletons in her closet that she does not wish to talk about. And her talking about other people and being so invested in dragging other people, in my opinion, has always been to deflect from the real ish that's happening in her life. How did we go an entire season of Married to Medicine? Now we're approaching the final part of the reunion, part 3 of the season 11 reunion. And we have not heard a word about this arrest. How comes? But she has spent weeks, months, even years, even dragging other people and their mess on her YouTube channel. Now, I get it. Her son getting involved in some court proceedings because of what he allegedly did to an officer, law enforcement um, officer. That is not her, how do I put it? That's not her fault. It has nothing to do with her per se because she didn't do the alleged, or should we say, crime. But the fact is, Heavenly sits on YouTube and she acts like everything in her life is perfect, down to her children. She acts like there's nothing going on in her personal life, in her personal story that is worth talking about. She acts like there is nothing in her personal life that is worth talking about. It's worth talking about why your daughter decided that she did not want to be in college anymore. Now, mark you, they say that she will be doing FAMU online, but in American culture, online, going to college online is not the same as going face to face. Why did she decide to go for she went to school for what, 1 year? She was there for 1 year And then all of a sudden she decides, okay, I want to move back to Atlanta after wanting to be away from her parents. Y'all remember that episode where they were trying to get Alora to stay in Atlanta and to go to school in Atlanta? And that baby was like, no, I do not want to be here with y'all. How do we go from that to now she wants to be back in Atlanta? They bought her a condo, and now she's, I guess, going to be some beauty influencer or whatever. That is something worth talking about, because there's so many college students who leave home, they go to school, it's not what they thought it was, and they move back home, or they want to move back home, and their parents are like, no, you won't stay there. That is something worth talking about. That is real life. That is real life. But no, instead of talking about that, she would rather focus on Sweet Tea and Quad and King and Dr. Gregory. Her son has been dealing with this court case for a year now. So while they were filming the season 11 of Married to Medicine, they were dealing with this issue. Now, mark you, I get it. I get it. If it's an ongoing court case, you might not want to talk about it. I understand. But guess what? There are so many people across reality TV that have mentioned whatever legal issues is happening in their life. We had Karen Huger that was going through a whole DUI case, and she talked about it. A whole DUI case, and she talked about it. When Juan from Real Housewives of Potomac was going through his little court thing, they touched on it a little bit, just a little bit. So what made Heavenly and her family exempt from people talking about what's real? And you know what? I kind of blame the producers and the cast of Married to Medicine, because y'all should be on the money. When somebody's coming for you and they're taking it to hell coming for you, you got to take it to the devil's throne. They want to go low, go lower. They want to drag you for filth, drag them for filth too. And sometimes, if they want to cross lines, then you got to show them that you can cross boundaries too. Now, Contessa kind of touched on it when she said Heavenly was buying the love of her children. Contessa, you touched on it a little bit, but I'm thinking that at that point in time, you knew about this arrest, but you weren't trying to go as low as Heavenly. But you see, with people like Heavenly, you got to go low. You got to take it to hell with them, because Heavenly doesn't care. She knows her life isn't peaches and cream. She knows her life isn't perfect, but she doesn't want the world to know that her life isn't perfect. What she told us on at BravoCon 2 years ago, that her marriage is not for sale. But lady, even the perfection in your claimed perfection in your marriage, even the claimed perfection, you can talk about that. Talk about why your marriage is so perfect. Talk about how you and Damon made it 17, 20 plus years. You don't even talk about that. You don't even talk about that. You don't talk about that. You don't talk about how you managed to raise two black men in this country. You don't even talk about that. You don't talk about your motherhood journey much. You don't talk about yourself as a sister. You don't talk about yourself as a daughter. I don't know. Does Heavenly Sister even have a child? Because we never hear Heavenly talk about herself as an aunt. We don't hear Heavenly talk about herself as a friend outside of this Married to Medicine group. And what is happening now is because people dislike the way Heavenly is, now they're coming for her children. That sometimes is how karma works. That sometimes is how negative, the negative energy you put out sometimes when it's supposed to return, it doesn't touch you sometimes. It touches your children. So now people are digging into why Alara, what's the real reason Alara left FAMU. And some of the things that are out there in the blogosphere aren't cute. They aren't cute. Since bloggers can't find the whoever Damon is supposed to be messing around with, now they're finding that your kid has issues with the law, your eldest, and they're reporting on it. And it's not opinion, it's actual court documents, it's actually police report. The document said that the police officer was injured. When Heavenly said what she said about gay men being soft, Twitter, the Twitter peeps were so upset. Men were over there talking about how her youngest is supposedly gay. Like, I mean, who cares? But I'm just saying, people dislike you so much, Heavenly, because of your behavior. Now they are coming at your children. They're coming for your children. And it's because of your vile behavior. It's because of your vile, disgusting behavior, Heavenly. Your kids aren't on reality TV, but they are being dragged through stuff because what people can't say about you, they can say about your kids. And that's your fault. Because I continue to say, I get it. Reality TV is about tit for tat. It's about arguing. It should be about fun shade. But it's gotten to a point where people are being so nasty and rude and low down. There is no sisterhood. It's just people being mean spirited. And Heavenly, you're not just being mean spirited on the show. You have yourself on YouTube and Patreon every single evening in your closet, just being a vile human being to some of the members on your cast. And I said to somebody on, I think it was DJ Richie Skies, under his comments yesterday, that Heavenly has made a choice. I could respect Heavenly if Heavenly was equal opportunity. I'm dragging everybody. But there's one person on that cast Heavenly refuses to drag for filth, and that is Jackie. Which means Heavenly knows how to operate in a space where she doesn't have to say certain things. She doesn't. In the same way she doesn't drag Jackie about Curtis, is the same way she can choose not to drag Contessa about her husband, not to drag Sweet Tea about her husband, not to drag Simone about her husband, not to drag Toy about her husband. Heavenly has come for every single person on that cast, including Quad. Quad is just the dum dum, still trying to kiss Heavenly's behind because Heavenly's her only friend. Heavenly is the only person that she's probably going to be able to film with next season because we know Simone and Toya, they are in an alliance. And Sweet Tea and Simone are now good. All Sweet Tea got to do is pick up the phone and call Toya and say, "Hey girl, let's have lunch." Jackie's whatever. Nobody cares. But if the majority doesn't want to film with Quad, not even Heavenly can save her spot this time. But Heavenly has come for every single person on the cast, excepting for Jackie. And the bloggers who are tired of you, Heavenly, they are digging and digging and digging, and they're finding things not necessarily about you, but about your children. And it's just proving that your life isn't perfect. And that's okay. But you're not talking about that. You're not talking about that. Let me read y'all's comments because I be going off because y'all know I don't like Heavenly. But I feel bad for her kids. I feel bad for her kids. They're not going to have to pay for what their mom's out here doing. That little boy's police report would probably never have been read if Heavenly didn't say what she said about Contessa. But people didn't like that. And then you got people who are making excuse talking about, well, Contessa didn't have cancer. What? Do y'all not understand what it means to have that mutation, that gene? Her mom had breast cancer twice. She tested, she found out that she had that same gene. And she made the conscious and the right decision in for herself to remove her breasts to lower the chances of her having cancer. That takes a lot of strength. There's so many women out here who have to make that same decision every single day. And I get it. Heavenly talked about um Contessa talked about Heavenly's marriage. Okay. Heavenly been talking about everybody else's marriage. So what? Y'all are saying, oh, it's fair to talk about Contessa's breast because Contessa talked about Heavenly's marriage. No, that is not even in the same category. It's not even in the same category. Heavenly would never make a comment about Jackie's body. You know why? Because Heavenly understands Jackie has been through cancer twice. The most Heavenly will say about Jackie is Jackie's skinny. That's it. That's it. But Heavenly drags everybody's body shames people, and the body she has, she got that through surgery. A gastric bypass, a BBL, a tummy tuck, fillers. And this is not allegedly. It's on the Bravo Network site where she talks about all the procedures that she's had. She did a whole video at Dr. Jackie's office saying that she went to Jackie to get some fillers. So who is Heavenly to be body shaming anybody? But to know that somebody got a mastectomy because it was a high probability that they too would also develop cancer, and that's what you chose to point out on a reunion stage, that rubbed people the wrong way. And so now people just digging now, everybody just digging now. There's so much that I know regarding some of these court documentations, but I'm just like, you know what? I'm not the type of blogger that's going to read court documents or whatever. It's like, even if I do it, it's just gonna be like a small drop in the bucket. So it's like, I'll save what I know. But I've been talking about Quadsman's court case for a minute now, ever since he got on the show. I looked it up. I was on his Instagram one day and somebody said his first name. And I was like, dang, I thought his name was King. Oh. And then I went and I looked it up. And I saw that there was a court case. And if y'all go back since last, I don't remember when I started talking about that court case. But if you go to my Twitter, you'll see that I've been saying this dude out here scamming, allegedly. This is before the news broke. I've been telling people over here on YouTube for months now that Quad got several DUI arrests. It's public record. Y'all can literally go look it up. I just don't want to go through everything that's in these documents because it's a lot. It's a lot. But these people got so much in their personal lives to think about and to talk about, but they have to deflect, y'all. It's a lot of deflection going on over there on Married to Medicine. and they think that the weakest link is Sweet Tea. They think that the weakest link is is Contessa. At one point, they thought the weakest link was Toya. Toya got a break for 2 seasons because Sweet Tea was on the show. But remember how Heavenly used to drag Toya up and down on YouTube? They used to drag Toya for filth over there on Heavenly's YouTube channel. Sweet Tea came and gave Toya a break. But why was Heavenly doing that? Because there's a lot going on in her life that she's too afraid to talk about. She's a coward. She is a coward. Because a real person would tell the truth about their life. Because if you're going to be up in everybody else's business, talk about yours. Hi, Moonchild. Um, Moonchild says, good morning. This is the woman Jackie dragging with her to meet the vice president of the moon. Listen, I thought that was some BS. Her bringing Heavenly with her to a conference about women's reproductive health and women's health. Not the woman who is sitting around body shaming people, dragging them about their chronic illness and their fertility issues. That's who you're bringing with you? That made sense to you? Okay, Jackie. And then you're going to say the reason why you didn't say anything when Heavenly was dragging Sweet Tea for Phil is because you didn't want any of it on you? Ooh, ooh, Jackie. Hi, Mama V. Simone is the only cast member that holds people accountable. Simone does that, but she also flip flops. She needs to just stand in the I'm holding people accountable lane and not flip flop so much. But I think she does that because she is production's pet, you know. Hi, Miss Cece. Hi, Toot. Hey, Nanny of the Maroons. Hope you're doing well today. I'm trying to see if y'all have any more comments because I'm about to hop off. Gotta go to work. Okay, so that was it. So yeah, y'all go over there to Lakeisha Keisha. She read some of the court documents related to Dr. Heavenly's son, Damon Kimes Jr.'s court case. It's a mess. It involves a police officer, something about him. Um, I guess uh, I don't know, child. Go listen to the case, y'all self. What I do know is that in the court document, it does say that the officer incurred some injuries. So I don't know. Hopefully, he has a good lawyer and they can get him off with probation, or they have video evidence that the police did do something wrong. But it's a mess. It's a mess. And I don't see Heavenly skating by for season 12 without talking about this now that it's out there in the open. Now that it's out there in the open, I don't see her being able to skate by. And if her cast members allow her to go this season 12, the entire season 12, without speaking on this, then I'ma just say I'm gonna continue to not like Heavenly, but I'm not gonna be windmilling for any of those cast members because y'all can't have her over there going low on y'all and y'all don't throw this ish in her face. Because this is the first thing I would throw in her face. I'd be like, lady, you over here up in my business trying to act like your life is perfect. Go talk about why your son got arrested. That's what I would throw in her face. And I hope somebody does it if she comes for them during season 12. It's in her, not her. That's why she attract a woman like Heavenly and discarded women like Simone and Mariah. Exactly. Exactly. How do you give up your 20 plus year friendship with Simone for somebody like Heavenly? Heavenly dragging Simone for filth, and you say you're going to stay on the fence because both of them are your friends. No! Pick the friend that you knew before this gutter snipe came on the show. Pick the friend you've had for 20 plus years who was there for you while you were battling cancer, who brought you food, who was there holding your hand through it. That's who you pick. That's who you pick, not Heavenly. There is no, I'm going to stay on the fence because I love both of y'all. Nah, pick the person who's been there with you through thick and thin. That's why I can never see it for Jackie. So I can never see it for Jackie. And a lot of people say, Moonchild, that Simone has the better bedside manner. A lot of people have said that. They say Jackie has more celebrity clients. I don't know why. And honestly, I don't even feel that Jackie has more. I think Simone just does not advertise her celebrity clients. That's what I think. It's not Simone's fault that the clients that Jackie has who are celebrities want to be all up on a TV show. That is not Simone's fault. But I do feel like Simone does have celebrity clients. Like Contessa. Contessa has celebrity clients that plays in the NFL, but you're not gonna see them on the show because they don't want to be on the show. See what I'm saying? So people just assume that Dr. Jackie is the only one with celebrity clients, but I don't feel that. I really don't. But they do say that Simone has the better bedside manner. So you could be right, Moonchild. You could be right. All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. This again was okay. This was quick. This was quick. Um, Simone is for the community. She still accepts Medicaid and Medicare. Jackie only takes commercial coverage. I heard that too. I heard that too from several people. What was it, 2023, when all that scandal was going around about what Jackie said about, black women and complaining, while they're pregnant because they want to get off work and stuff. A lot of women came out and talked about their experience going to Jackie's practice, and one of the things they said was they were charged an arm and leg because she doesn't take, Medicaid. So there's that, allegedly. All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Please remember to like this video, share the link to my channel if you feel like the content needs some more crowd. Subscribe if you have not done so as yet. Follow me on Instagram, today now called X, at How I See It, and on TikTok at How I See It TV. Until my next video, I'm sure that I will see y'all somewhere in these YouTube streets. So walk good. Have a great Wednesday. Bye.